So I don't have an intro for today's video because I didn't think this video needed it, and also how do you make a comedic skit out of today's subject matter, but it felt weird not having anything in the beginning, so here's an awesome flute solo. Nailed it. Hey there, my name is Efrain, and I like playing Skyrim on the Xbox with mods and telling you all about those mods in a video. And I want you, yes you, sitting there watching this video, to enjoy this hobby as much as I do. This is just a quick video detailing how to set up the ability to install mods, specifically on the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. This is probably going to be applicable to the new consoles as well, given that Todd Howard's going to Todd Howard again and release this game on the Series X and PS5. Give it a couple months, I guarantee it. This process is incredibly simple. I've broken it down into several easy steps and realistically should only take 10 to 15 minutes. All you need is a copy of Skyrim SE and your preferred game console, obviously, a computer, and access to the internet. Additionally, this entire process and all the mods you are able to obtain are completely free. So let's get straight into it. Now the first step is obviously to obtain a copy of the Elder Scrolls V Skyrim the Special Edition version for your preferred console. You may think this is an insignificant detail and a useless first step, but it's important to distinguish that you need the correct version of the game in order to install mods. Mods are only available for the Special Edition version of Skyrim on the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 that released back in 2016. Any copy for the Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3 will not allow you to access mods unless you do some console hacking and game manipulation, but really at that point, just get a copy for the PC. Speaking of the PC, you can also obtain a Special Edition copy for this platform and install mods using the method I show here in this video, but I heavily recommend against it given the very limited capacity of the Special Edition. On PC, there are so many more options available. On Nexus.com, there's a huge library of mods. There are less restrictions, better mod managers, customizable options, and ultimately an endless amount of mods that can be installed compared to the 5 GB that we have on console. This video and all of my mod videos focus on the version of the game that I have the most fun with, which is why I play the game on console even though the benefits of playing on PC vastly outperform it. Now with all that said, obtain a copy of the game either from a physical store, digital marketplace, or borrow it from a friend, move away and keep the game all to yourself. Digital downloads of the game run smoother and faster, while physical copies have the benefit of being added to your collection that impress all the ladies. Okay, on to step 2. This is where access to a desktop, laptop, or phone with internet access is required. You are now going to set up a Bethesda.net account, which is imperative to installing mods on the console. Go to www.bethesda.net. Link will be in the description below, and click on the login/sign up button in the upper right hand corner of the page. Simply log in if you have an account already or sign up for one at the bottom of the pop-up box. Setting up an account is simple, as all you'll need is an email address, then create a username and password. Make sure it is a username and password you can easily remember, as you'll need it more than you initially expect. There are no fees or payments to setting up an account or downloading mods, so you can put your credit card back into your wallet. Once you've established an account on the Bethesda website and you can successfully log in and out of it, it's time to move on to step 3. The next thing you want to do, now that you have logged into a Bethesda account, is to link your gamertag. Click on Accounts in the upper right hand corner and head over to Linked Accounts. Once on this page, click on the box with the plus sign to add a platform. Doing so will redirect you to your preferred platform's website so you can sign into it and link your Bethesda account to your gamertag. Once your account is successfully linked, your platform of choice should be shown on the Linked Accounts page at Bethesda. Next, go to the actual game and on the title screen head to the Mods section. You have to sign into your Bethesda account you just created, so input all the appropriate information and log in. It takes a while to load in, but once you do, you'll be greeted with thousands of mods ready to be installed. There are 2 ways to add mods into your library. The first is to simply select a mod in the in-game catalog and hit download, or if you want to save it for downloading another time, you can also favorite it and it'll then be added to your favorites list. The second is to use the Bethesda website page to add mods into your library. From the home page of Bethesda.net, click on the 3 lines in the upper left hand corner and click on the game you like to install mods onto under the Mods section. There is an option for Fallout 4, and this entire process is exactly the same for that game as well. On the mods page, you can view mods by clicking on them, favoriting them, and adding them into your library. What you want to do is add the mods you want into your library or favorite them. Adding them into your library will not download them into your load order or game. It will simply put that mod in a library folder you can view under My Mods on the Bethesda website and in the library section in the actual game. It is much easier to search for and add them into your library from the website, especially if you have the link to the mod you want. I have left a link in the description to all the mods that I've covered so you can get to them quickly using the Bethesda website. I have also created a pastebin post that lists my current load order, sequentially with all the Bethesda Mod web pages. All you need to do is copy and paste the link into the address bar. You can also search for the mod either on the website or in the game. However, you will need to put in the title of the mod exactly as it is labeled. For example, the modded Daedric armor I use is named Royal Daedric Armor and Weapons. If I simply type in Royal Daedric Armor, that's armor without a U like a Yankee and not armor with a U like the folks that speak the Queen's English, I don't get any results that come close to resembling what I'm looking for. But if I type in armor with a U this time, I get the mod I use. To ensure you get exactly what you're looking for, either from my list or from anybody else's, type the name of the mod exactly as it appears. The search feature is really bad, and I have some more to say about that, but before that, let's return to setting up your game. Downloading mods is pretty simple. Select download in the mods options when you're in the game. Once you do that, it'll be added into your load order. For consoles, you only get 5 GB for your load order, so don't think you can get all the mods. You have to be very selective and manage these things closely, especially when dealing with huge mods, but even then, you'll be easily able to add 50 plus mods into your load order. For those new to modding, a load order is essentially how you set your mods up so the game loads these new features in order, starting from top to bottom. Meaning the features of the mods you put at the top of your load order will take priority over the features of the mods that you put at the bottom. Some mod authors will even tell you where to place their mod in the load order to avoid mod conflicts, so pay attention to that part in the description. A conflict is simply when two mods aren't fully compatible, causing graphical or gameplay issues. One feature of a mod might make changes to the game, and another mod may affect the same or similar aspects of the game, and the two will battle for the right to load these in first, causing problems ranging from a minor annoyance to frequent game crashes. No matter how bad the conflict is, mods are always safe to use and will not damage your copy of Skyrim or your console. Some will cause saved game corruptions, but if you save frequently, you can revert to an older save and it'll be fine. In most cases, you'll have to rearrange your load order a bit in order to be completely free of mod conflicts. I am by no means an expert in optimizing my load order for the best results and zero conflicts, but I generally like to put major gameplay changes, effects, and overhauls at the top of my load order, while visuals, character, landscape, lighting, weapons, armors, followers, and quest mods are placed at the bottom of the load order. I must emphasize that graphics mods should always be placed close to the bottom of your load order and should follow a sequence. Mods that affect larger areas of the game like terrains, lighting, and buildings should all be loaded in first, followed by mods that graphically change smaller elements like snow, water, and foliage. If you look at my load order, you'll get a sense of what I'm talking about, but it isn't as thoughtfully optimized as it should be. Even then, my game runs fine with little to no performance issues. The lackluster performance when it comes to frame rates, graphics, and bugs, actually it's a Bethesda game so it's not really a bug, it's a full-on feature, for me can easily be explained simply because I have a very old machine that can barely keep up with everything that I'm putting onto this game. If you're brand spanking new to all of this, I'd start with the baseline of downloading the unofficial Skyrim patch, followed by the alternate start mod. Unofficial patch should always remain at the top of your load order, while alternate start is always at the very bottom. Then you just fill in the gaps between those two. Once you have all the mods you want downloaded and organized nicely in your load order, go back to the title screen. The game will say that it'll need some time to make some changes and will proceed to restart and reload. Now you can go straight into your game once you've made it back to the title screen, but chances are that not every mod loaded in properly from this brief restart. What you want to do now is exit the game and close it. Then you want to hard reset your console. This simply means shutting your console completely off. On Xbox, hold down the power button for 5 to 10 seconds until the machine goes completely quiet. If you don't hold down the power button, then your machine will go into sleep mode, which isn't what we want and will not accomplish anything. I don't know what the process is for PlayStation, as I don't have one. I assume it's a similar process, but if not... Anyway, you want to leave your machine off for at least 3 minutes, which is the perfect amount of time for me to talk to you all about today's sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. No, I'm just kidding. Fuck that game. Doing this ensures that every mod gets loaded thoroughly from a fresh state, and after that, you are ready to go. I do this every time I make changes to my load order, although that isn't necessary. You should definitely do this with major game-changing mods like overhauls and visual replacers. Once you start playing, take note of the things that aren't acting or looking right, as you may need to rearrange your load order to correct these instances. After you're done organizing your mods and playtesting and everything is the way you want, now you can have some fun. And there you go. Congratulations! You successfully installed mods onto the console version of Skyrim. Have fun. Now, Skyrim Special Edition's entire mod section isn't perfect. As a matter of fact, far from it. Some might even go as far as calling it stupid beyond comprehension. It's riddled with problems. The first is obviously its pitiful search feature. I've already said that you need to be very specific when searching for a mod, so make sure you type in the name of the mod exactly how it's presented from a source, whether that be from Nexus, YouTube, or another place. I honestly couldn't be bothered to think of a third source. When you do search for a mod and you are very specific, chances are you won't find it immediately. That's because Bethesda's search engine is so damn bad. Instead of returning results that are rated highly or even remotely relevant to the search terms you're looking for, you know, like every search engine in the world, it returns results based on the date added or something. I honestly don't know. So, more likely than not, the mod you are looking for will be found at the tail end of the search results. Bethesda, how do you mess this up so bad? Popular mods will likely have several other versions that are translated to different languages, so make sure you download the one for the language you speak by reading the title and description carefully. So to summarize, be specific, look at the back of the search results, and read the mod description carefully. That is how you have to work around this terrible search feature. Another problem is an error when signing into mods in the game. By default, the game will keep you signed in and your account linked. Occasionally you will be signed out due to some reason that evades even scientists, so you'll just have to input your information and sign in again. If that doesn't work, then close down the game and try again, or you could do a hard reset. And if that still doesn't work, then it's probably a problem on Bethesda's end. It may have to do with updates, server maintenance, somebody tripped on a wire at HQ, multiple reasons. You can check the Bethesda support Twitter at Bethesda Support for updates, announcements, and fixes to the problem. One final thing to mention is the lack of support for PlayStation players. For some reason, PlayStation doesn't allow mods that contain external assets, meaning structures, items, characters, and some effects that are not natively found in Skyrim or Fallout 4. There isn't much that can be done about that, nor do I know of any workaround, so my condolences. You guys get Spider-Man though. Well, that's all I gotta say. I got a handful of messages and comments from people that are confused when it comes to modding Skyrim on the console, and I hope this video answers some questions and provides a sort of introduction for new players. This is a fantastic feature that finally allows console players to be introduced to modding and creates limitless game longevity. Other game studios should take note because there are a lot of players that want to experience mods in their favorite games but might not have access to a stable PC or be very computer savvy to install mods. With the next generation of consoles packing serious power, honestly being built to rival $1,000 gaming PCs, and game studios having the resources and infrastructure to implement it for their single-player audience, I would absolutely love to see mod support for their games in the future. Looking at you, Rockstar and CD Projekt Red. The power to accomplish this is finally here, and be ashamed not to utilize it for their console player base. Well, that's it for me. I hope this video helped. Have fun modding, everyone, and no matter what platform you play on, have a good time. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll get around to answering them. My name is Efrain. Adios.